So you've said the three perfect words: a good life.
Yeah.
That's why students go abroad for education, right? They go abroad. They don't go to get an education. We know that.
Yeah.
Right? They study. They do the work. They sacrifice their time. They pay their money to improve their thinking, their mindset, their cognition, so they can prepare for a career.
Yeah.
But the ultimate goal is a good life.
Yeah.
And students and parents have to understand that politics will change. Like politics will go up and down. They'll change. Even economics will change. Jobs will change. There's lots of things that change, but you have to think of, where do I have the best likelihood of a good life? I live in Vancouver.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful place. It's one of the most beautiful places in the world. The economy is strong. We have lots of natural resources, which means we have resources for the future of our country to be sustainable. And because we have a smaller population, there really is a place for international students to come, start businesses, do really well in Canada, and make a significant place for their families in Canada.
Absolutely.
In addition, we have a great education system. Students go to Canada, they'll get a great education, whether it's public education or private education. And so I think for the international students, you have to think beyond, where do I go and get a degree?
Yeah.
You have to think, where is a place I want to live? I want to start a family. I want to have my life and my roots placed.
Hello, everyone. Today we are going to have a very interesting conversation, and I'm really happy and was looking forward to this conversation with Professor Philip Ladd, who is Vice President of Trinity Western University, Canada. Professor Ladd, it's really delighted to have you here in Chandigarh in Jupiter Consultants, and we welcome you from our team, and looking forward to a productive conversation, especially around the prospects of students in Canada, and especially in Trinity Western University.
Yes.
So let's start this conversation. So because our channel is seen all across India, and somehow it gives the confidence to the family and the students that we bring in the best in the market, especially in the international education area. So it's really a delight to have you, a very senior person from the university, to have conversation one-to-one. And as you know that there have been some apprehensions in the students, especially for study in Canada. So I think the worst is over, and we are looking ahead to a very wonderful and promising future in Canada for international students who are willing to study in quality institutions. So thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
And let's anything you want to say that about the university before we start the conversation?
Well, I'll just say Trinity Western University is Canada's premier and largest Christian university. We're 62 years old, so we have a long history. We have a large campus, 162 acres, with an ecological study area around our campus. And I've been coming back and forth to India now for over a decade. And I've made 50 trips to India. And it's great to be in Chandigarh. It's great to be with Jupiter Consulting. And I think this is a great opportunity to inform students about the current state of the market, so they can make good choices and good decisions.
Absolutely. Because it's very important that the universities are reaching out to the students, to the Indian market, and nothing better than university, the top officials of the university coming to India, meeting education agents, and interacting with the students as well. So as you said that Trinity Western University is among top universities in Canada, and one of the very highly reputed, especially in BC, which is the best province, because I've been to Vancouver a number of times. I think that the weather in Vancouver is totally amazing, and the university you said, well, I still have to visit the university to see the campus, and I'll be doing it. I promised Dr. Philip that I'll be visiting the university, making a vlog of the facilities in the university. And before that, we just wanted to have a little conversation with Professor Lab that what sets you apart, as a university in Canada, especially if I talk about the international schools.
Yeah, I think Trinity Western University is a university that treats students like they belong. So, one of the challenges we've had in the international market in Canada, but also in other markets, is a sense that, maybe the students shouldn't be there, or they've done something that they shouldn't have been doing to get to Canada. And that's not at all the case at Trinity Western University. Students are the centerpiece of why we exist and what we do. And students find a sense of belonging, a sense of meaning and purpose on our campus and as part of our university. And we believe that every student is called for a divine purpose in their life, and to do something that's meaningful in their life, and that we have an opportunity to play a role in them finding that purpose in their life.
Absolutely. And Dr. Lam, which I've been witnessing now, especially after, this for the last 1.5 years. Now we see that universities, even the students, are looking for real education. Earlier, many of students have the goal to enter into Canada, but now things have changed, and I think this change is for the better. Now students are looking for greater institutions for quality education, because that plays an important role in their entire life, because education is an investment, as we say in India. And good quality institutions actually instills real values which are needed to be to be able to become a great human being, to be able to embark on a very promising career, wherein I really believe that Trinity Western University, because I have done a lot of research about the university, they are doing quite well. As we were discussing off camera, that in your I think you've been with the university ever since 1995, if I'm not wrong. And you said that you haven't come across even a single student who haven't got job after finishing their degree in Trinity Western University. So this is what the student now is looking for. Yeah, they are not looking to enter into a country just to be there. No, that time has gone. That is over now. Now the students are looking for quality education, and I think the Trinity Western University, is placed very well in that sense. And then I know the programs you offer, they are very competitive in terms of tuition fee. So I wanted to bring your input about the course you're offering and how you are competitive in terms of tuition fee vis-a-vis other universities in Canada.
Yeah, and Trinity Western Universities, I'll talk about our graduate programs, our PG programs. Yeah. Because that's where most of the students are going right now at our university. And we have lots of room right now in our PG programs and lots of PALs. So for students who are looking to come to Canada, we're a great option for MBA, Master of Arts in Leadership, and either business, healthcare leadership, or educational leadership. And also we have a Master's of Arts in Educational Studies. So 3 degrees that are well suited for international students. Our degrees are very competitive, so we're some of the more affordable master's degree programs. Our Master of Arts in Leadership, for the full degree, which is a 2-year program, the tuition is about 30,000 Canadian dollars, just slightly above $30,000 for the
For 2 years.
2 years. Yeah, and our Masters of Arts in Educational Studies is about $26,000. If you're coming from more of an education background, but you don't have to have an education background. You can come with a humanities or arts background and go into that program in order to become an educator.
Okay.
And our MBA is right around 41,000 Canadian dollars.
For 2 years.
For the 2-year MBA program. So they're quite affordable programs within the marketplace.
Absolutely, absolutely. Because, I haven't come across, leave apart university, even no college is offering 2 years degree program for 30,000 Canadian dollars. So it's quality. So is this something to do with, because it's a Christian university, it's a charitable institution? Because
So we're a nonprofit university.
Yeah.
That means we don't make profit. So the money that we earn is what you would think of as profit, which we would call margin, is reinvested in our university. And so, for example, in the pandemic, we put $52 million into new campus infrastructure. We built a new building and new infrastructure. And the reason is because we knew there wouldn't be students on campus. So we could build the buildings, clear the roads, put all the materials on the roads during the time that students weren't on campus. And we made big investments across our university. But as much as we're nonprofit, our university also has to be fiscally responsible.
Absolutely.
Because students don't just want a university for today. They want to make an investment in their future. They want their degree to go with them 10, 15, 20, 30, 40 years down the road.
Absolutely.
And have more value then than it does today. And Trinity Western University has no institutional bank debt. We own our campuses. We own all of our buildings and our facilities and our infrastructure. We have dormitories for students to live in. Parents, if they're interested, can look at our audited financial statements or on our website every year. But that's one of the reasons why our degrees can be affordable. We're not trying to get more money to pay debt or get more money to make profit. We're investing in our students and investing in our campus infrastructure.
Nobody talks about this. Yeah. Nobody asks students to look at in the balance sheets and the account statements, because it's the only confident institution can say that.
Yeah.
No other institution I haven't heard, because I've been speaking to many institutions across the globe, and it's quite remarkable that you're talking that anyone can look at the financial
Yeah.
And I heard that your university has one of the largest campuses in Canada. So what all is there in the campus? Like you said, it's how many acres?
162 acres.
162 acres.
Yeah. So we have an ecological study area with a lake at the front of our campus, a green space around our campus where we do environmental studies research, biology research, and there's trails so students can walk through the trails if they'd like to. We have some of the usual things: gymnasiums, pickleball courts, basketball courts and recreation facilities for students. And then, of course, we have our learning commons, library, a couple of cafeteria spaces on campus, and then dormitories for over 1,000 students to live on our campus year round. And so that provides an opportunity for students to be integrated into the campus community.
And one thing I wanted to ask, like your campus is in Langley. So how far is Langley from Surrey, which is a town where majority of Indian, community live there, and Vancouver? How far the Langley, the main campus, from these two?
Yeah. So the main Langley campus sits between the cities of Abbotsford and the city of Surrey.
Okay.
So for students from South Asia, which is, students in India, there's a lot of family that will be in those two regions.
Absolutely.
And a lot of the Indian culture and food and gurdwaras, other things that may be important in the lives of students are in the area around our campus. And if you like to golf, there's 7 golf courses within a 10-minute drive of our campus.
Wow.
So if you like to do that, that's a great pastime and a lot of fun.
Oh, man.
And we're about 40 minutes drive from Vancouver. And we also have a Richmond campus.
Okay.
Students can study at, which is on the other side of Surrey, the western side, right where the international airport is.
Yes.
And there we're right by the SkyTrain station. So students can go into downtown Vancouver quite easily. One thing I will say is the SkyTrain is expanding, which is the public transit.
Yeah.
And in 3 years, it'll be in Langley.
Oh.
So there will be a stop within, a mile or so of our campus that students can go to.
Yeah, the SkyTrain, which starts from, I think, downtown Vancouver. It goes up to Surrey, BC at the moment. Is it? Okay, I'm going to ask you a little tricky question at the moment. So, how do you see today's rapidly changing environment, and especially how TWU is evolving to remain in the market and be future ready?
Sure. You can't talk about the future without talking about AI right now. I can't talk about the future without talking about machine learning and robotics. And our university has taken, I think, a very proactive approach to AI, and there's a few parts. One is, we've created some courses in what we call a new designated area called global literacy. So students can take courses in global literacy to understand responsible use of AI, how to use AI effectively, how not to use AI if you're learning. So that's a range of courses. We've also created an AI policy that I think is a very flexible policy. It's been informed by a lot of innovators on our campus, and it allows faculty to determine how much AI can be used in classes.
Okay.
So it's not a top-down heavy process, and it allows AI to be integrated into the learning process. When I teach my students how to use AI in my first class. I teach them prompt engineering, chain of thought. How do you use AI really effectively in order, cross-platform use of AI, so they become really effective.
There is no restriction on using AI?
Well, it depends on the faculty member.
Okay.
So you have to know when you go to our campus what your faculty member requires and stay within the rules of that faculty member.
Yeah.
But a lot of our faculty members, openly encourage students to use AI
because
effectively.
In today's environment, what I see, it's practically not possible to stop students using AI.
No.
It is not. So I think it's the right approach to tell them how to use AI, so that it can help, and then telling them the responsibility while using the AI.
Yeah. I think the other part is that, when I talk to people who are in industry right now, everyone's using AI in industry. So if universities are supposed to prepare students for industry, we should be teaching them responsible use of AI while they're at university, not telling them don't use AI, and then they leave and they go into their company and their company expects them to use AI to leverage and maximize the work that they do in their capacity.
Absolutely. That makes sense. And Dr. Philip, can you just walk us through the support and services TW, Trinity Western University, provide to the international students?
Yeah, sure. There's lots of them. And I'll start at the beginning. We use an advisor system. We'll call the learning coaches and academic coaches. So students will work with coaches that will help them take the right courses, know what's required for their courses, support them as they go through their classes. Students also get writing support help pretty deeply, because that's one of the biggest challenges with international students is being able to write in a way that we would expect them, especially at a graduate level.
Yeah.
So we have a lot of writing support. We have a writing center. We have a lot of classes in supporting students writing. We also have something parents might be more interested in this. We have a student care alert system. Now you might say, what is that? When a student misses a class, doesn't show up to a dormitory meeting, isn't handing their papers in on time, faculty enter it into a system, and that system tabulates to a number. Okay, if the number gets too high, someone will go and check up on that student. So we'll call friends, we'll go to their dorm room. Sometimes we'll even go to their house or their apartment, because we know sometimes when students suffer with mental health challenges, they get in a relationship, it breaks up and they're struggling.
Yeah.
Then they just stop doing anything. They stop showing up, and we find them before that happens. And we have a care alert system that alerts the university staff that, hey, this student's not doing some of the right things, and we need to find out where they are, what they're doing, and what's going on in their life, just to make sure they're safe and supported.
Yeah.
So it's a good system that supports students. Another thing we've done is, it might not make sense to everyone here, but in the northern climates like Canada, our winters have very short days. The day goes from like 8 a.m. till 4:30, and then it gets dark.
Yes.
And a lot of students who come from countries like India and more equatorial countries struggle with short daylight hours because they have something called seasonal affective disorder. It makes them blue, difficult waking up, difficult going. So we've equipped all of our renovated spaces. I told you we put $52 million into renovation, but we've equipped those spaces with broad spectrum types of lights. So light that mimics natural daylight.
Oh.
So in the learning spaces, students are, when they're sitting in the cafeteria, when they're sitting in their areas studying, they're getting natural light that appears like daylight to their eyes, and it helps them with their mental health.
Absolutely, yes.
So we've done those things on the mental health side. We have massage chairs, relaxing areas, things that are fun for students just to take their mind off. We have doctors and nurses on our campus. We have a health center on our campus. We have counselors. Students can arrange counseling sessions. We also have a learning commons, which allows students to interact with other learners as they're working on collaborative projects and group work. And it's one of the reasons why our students do fare very well. They do well in their classes generally. They're supported, and we have a lot of investment that we've made in ensuring that students are successful.
Okay. So before we, go to the next segment, so what are the popular programs, especially, for Indian students?
Well, right now, our popular programs are the ones I've mentioned, the graduate programs, the PG programs, which is MBA, Master of Arts in Leadership. Master of Arts in Leadership right now is by far the most popular because it's affordable. The classes are structured so they're only 1 day a week, so students can work part-time and earn income while they're taking the classes. And the classes are structured to be very flexible in assignments. So students don't write exams. They work on a lot of group papers and projects, and many students like that in their graduate studies. Master of Arts in Leadership, Master of Arts in Educational Studies, and a Masters of Interdisciplinary Humanities. Those are 4 that are quite popular. And then at our undergraduate level, we have popular programs like computer science is quite popular. Our Bachelor of Business Administration is popular. We have a game development program, which is really popular if you want to develop online games.
Yeah.
Psychology is increasingly a popular degree program among Indian students where you're students moving into mental health and other things. So,
absolutely. So it's a bit of a, away from the, we talk about international education and the university. So I, being an international education agent, I'm really hopeful that with the new leadership in Canada, we really hope that the relations between India and Canada are now are going to be on a positive side, because it definitely plays on the minds of students and their families. So with Prime Minister Modi going on, this G7.
Yeah.
So I really hope that, things are moving on a positive side. And what I have witnessed is it has been taken very, very positively here in India.
Yeah.
So in that sense, I really think that the coming future for students in Canada would be amazing. And what we have witnessed in over 1.5 years, now the parents and the students are very clear about their goals when they send them to international education destination. So the goal is study and then, find a life there in that country. And if I say that find a good life in that country, I see only Canada, which can absorb as many students as could be possible, because no other country is there which can, where a student can get a good quality education and then they can, see their future there. Because most of other countries, they may be good international education destinations, but if we talk about the long-term stay plans, so they are not as feasible as they are in Canada. So how does a master's degree in Canada in TWU help student for their long-term goals to stay in Canada?
Yeah. So you've said the three perfect words: a good life.
Yeah.
That's why students go abroad for education, right? They go abroad. They don't go to get an education. We know that.
Yeah.
Right? They study, they do the work, they sacrifice their time, they pay their money to improve their thinking, their mindset, their cognition, so they can prepare for a career.
Yeah.
But the ultimate goal is a good life.
Yeah.
And students and parents have to understand that politics will change. Like, politics will go up and down, they'll change. Even economics will change, jobs will change. There's lots of things that change, but you have to think of, where do I have the best likelihood of a good life? I live in Vancouver.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful place. It's one of the most beautiful places in the world.
Absolutely.
Crime rates are low in Canada. The unemployment rate is relatively low in Canada. The economy is strong. We have lots of natural resources, which means we have resources for the future of our country to be sustainable. And because we have a smaller population, there really is a place for international students to come start businesses, do really well in Canada, and make a significant place for their families in Canada.
Absolutely.
In addition, we have a great education system. Students go to Canada, they'll get a great education, whether it's public education or private education. And so I think for the international students, you have to think beyond where do I go and get a degree.
Yeah.
You have to think, where is a place I want to live? I want to start a family. I want to have my life and my roots placed.
Yes.
And that's where, I think British Columbia is maybe the best place on earth.
Absolutely. I agree 100%.
But it's a great opportunity.
I 100% agree with you, Dr. Philip, that if I talk about, maybe, this is my personal, thing that I've been to Canada. I've been to many provinces, but BC, Vancouver is the best place to be in Canada. And then if you are interested to study in an international destination, and I would certainly want you to look for this university, Trinity Western University, which is one of the largest in terms of the facilities, the campus, located in one of the best towns in Canada in terms of climate, income, time, the beauty, everything. And it is right in the middle of, the top cities of British Columbia. And then you are in for a very competitive tuition fees. And after master's degree in Canada from Trinity Western University, you can look for a greater, career, a beautiful life. You can start a new life there in Canada. And things are absolutely on a positive side now. I really do hope that you just have a look at the facilities. You can Google, and I'll be making a blog of the facilities in the university, and I hope that will also help you make your decision. And then through this conversation, our messages to the students who just finish their graduation, finish their bachelor's, they are most welcome to apply for master's degrees in Trinity Western University, because this is not like other universities. There are many good universities in Canada, but I can vouch for Trinity Western University. It's one of the best universities in terms of services and the facilities to the international students who really want to have a good quality education, along with a greater environment and possibly a well life there in Canada. So I think with this we close this conversation. Thank you. And from my side and on behalf of my entire team, I thank you a lot for your time and putting this message across, because it was very important that people should hear this from the university top management and team, that they are welcoming international students. They are welcoming students who are keen to study, and once they go there, I think their dreams are they will be fulfilled once they finish their education, and then they are there for the greater careers. Anything at last you want to say?
I think make a quick statement. The world has changed for many people. We had the pandemic period, we have the post-pandemic period. The economy has changed and shifted, the new economy, but your future hasn't. You have a bright future. You have to look at where your opportunity is and take steps forward to capitalize on that opportunity.
Thank you so much. Thank you. And I hope, please do watch, do like this video and share it with your friends, family, and all the groups on all social media platforms. And with this, we close this conversation. And I really hope that this will certainly make an impact, and it will just give you point to ponder, because this conversation has been really productive, and many things which we were missing. We wanted to know about Canada. We wanted to know about the University of Trinity Western University. We got to know that, and we know that there are people who are in the market for for many years. They are seriously taking care of kids and who are going to study in that university, and we are really hopeful that you will give us a call and help us build this community, and then we will be more than happy to accept applications for fall intake in Trinity Western University. Thank you so much.
Thank you.